Hi, and welcome back to my floor. I don't get to go to therapy this week, so I just decided to talk about a little bit to talk about like self-care, accountability, and like kind of what it means to start loving yourself. Also, if you're wondering what's going on in this area, I'll put up the makeup look that I did, and then I forgot to take it off before I fell asleep. And so now it looks like I popped 12 pimples. It's also really cold. I also woke up 40 minutes ago, so we'll see how well I can actually get across my point in this video. I tried to film a video about mental health, like with the R&R series, 3 separate times, and it didn't work out. So we'll see if this video works out a little bit better. And also, if you're wondering what that is, that's my backpack. So basically, what does it mean to start loving yourself? What does it mean to begin doing self-care? What does it mean to hold yourself accountable, to not, relapse or like not go back? Not relapse. To, begin your recovery, or to continue to recovery, or to keep yourself accountable so that you're taking care of yourself, and that it's, positive. And even if it's not positive, you're still doing what you can. You're still doing the minimum or what you can to like stay alive and be healthy. So I have had like my depression and anxiety and all that good stuff. I even had an eating disorder at one point. It sort of started when I was like younger, so like 11 or 12. So I have like 11 years under my belt of just, like not being happy with myself, not enjoying life, not living life to the fullest, just wallowing in my pain and misery. And not to say that that's bad, you need to recognize the first step, I would say, probably, to knowing that you need help and to begin, whatever self-care means to you in regards to taking care of yourself, knowing that you need help and knowing that you can't keep living that way, because for some time, like I wasn't eating, I wasn't showering, I wasn't leaving my house. It was really bad. And, like now, I talked about this in one of my other videos, that like I have my own apartment, I have a job that I kind of like, I have enough money to, purchase things that I like to do. And so I would have never thought when I was a teenager, that I would have a life like this, that I would just be able to do what I want and not have consequences, to be a young adult, to live to be a young adult. I never thought I was going to make it past 20. I planned to commit suicide twice, and I'm still here. And so if that's a testament to progress, I don't know what is. Okay, so now like we know that we need help. Like, what do we do? Some free resources that I was able to find when I was younger, but maybe aren't like exactly what you need, because some people, if they talk to strangers online, it might trigger them a little bit more. So maybe if you definitely feel like you're at the last wits of your end, call the suicide hotline. It's literally their job to make sure that you don't harm yourself, and if not, to talk you down from harming yourself. And I've called them multiple times. One time they didn't answer, and that was a really bad time, and I almost committed. But nowadays there's like different hotlines for, I think there's the LGBT, there's the trans hotline, there's hotlines for all countries now, and so I'll link those below as well. But also 7 cups of tea. I know now there's like the app BetterHelp. You can also use those. And then also like if you have access to a library, there's tons of books about depression. Even if you can like get to like a Barnes and Noble or like just a bookstore, you can just be in the store and read for a couple minutes, and just to figure out, like, is this what I really have? Because like I don't have insurance. So like it's already kind of hard to just figure out. But if like I was also able to, like, once I got to college, go to group therapy for free, and then also like you're paying it in your big ass tuition fees, but I was somehow able to get like my first like 3 years and a semester covered. So yeah, that helped out a lot, because group therapy. Okay, so second step, maybe I would say, is probably just to start doing research and start just helping yourself and start figuring out, pinpointing what needs to be improved on. And so it's just like, okay, if I'm not eating, let me figure out when I can cook and make stuff that I like, or when I can get money to get stuff that I like. Or maybe you're not taking care of yourself. Maybe I'll like shower twice a week, 3 times a week, and then we can get to daily. Maybe if we're not leaving the house, we can have a friend come pick us up. Maybe we can just get to the door. Maybe we can get to the driveway, maybe we can walk to the park down the street, maybe we can visit a neighbor. It's all in baby steps. It's all whatever you're comfortable with for the beginning of your self-care and beginning of your recovery, whatever makes you feel most comfortable, And so those are the kind of like did I say 3 or 2? And then I guess 3 would just be maintaining. Once you figure out what works for you, finding that routine. Like I go to therapy on Thursday every week, and that's been keeping me, in keeping me mentally aware of my emotions, because I tend to ignore them a lot. And so like even yesterday I cried because I started journaling again, and I hadn't journaled in 2 years. And I reread something, and it brought me back to a really bad incident that happened a couple years ago, and I bawled and I bawled. But it wasn't bad, because I know now, because like whatever happens to me whenever I feel like I go back to a bad situation is that I think about everything else that's bad that's happened in my life, and I think about how I'm not making enough progress compared to everybody else in my life. But also, like, I have to remember not everybody in my life has had the same circumstances as me, and also that I'm safe, I am loved, I have a community, and I have people in my life that care about me. And that's also another thing that I would remember is that there are people that care about you, and there are people that you can reach out to if you choose to do, or like someone who does check up on you, whether it's like your online friends or your parents or your siblings or just your friends. Don't forget that people do care about you and that you are important. You do matter. It's really it's really easy to forget that we're all important, especially with like these, just like the grandeur of like online influencers, and then just these billionaires making so much money off of marginalized people. Sorry, I have coffee in a jam jar because I've been waking up early, and so now I need to start drinking coffee again. I don't know how to drink coffee, but it helps me stay awake and not have a nap in the middle of the day. But yeah, and then what does accountability mean? That basically means that for me, what I do is that if I, like, just like I said, like if I feel an emotion, like if I'm angry, if I'm sad, or if I'm hurt, I just need to let myself feel that. I just need to write it out, just because it's a disservice to myself to not let myself. Please don't throw up. It's not my cat. I don't want him to throw up. I don't want to clean that up. I mean, I'll have to clean it up if he throws up. He's upset now. But just to let myself feel that emotion, and to know that I'm safe and no one's gonna hurt me, and that I don't need to feel ashamed of feeling that emotion. So whatever that means to you in your situation, hold yourself accountable. Let yourself feel your emotions, or let yourself, not go wild, but just know that you're actively participating in making a better impact in your life with whatever your mental situation is going on. Because I feel like so many of us, especially with like 24, grinding and hustling and having 7 jobs and trying to fill out all your scholarships and being in a million activities, especially as like a college student, even as a young adult, even if you're not in college, you feel like you need to be productive just to be productive. But it's just like, we can slow down, it's a day at a time. I did my chores yesterday, and I painted, and I did and I journaled, and that felt productive to me. So it also, whatever productivity means to you in terms of your recovery and your self-care and your accountability, by all means, go ahead and do it. So I'm not 100% sure if that made sense, but if you want to talk in the comments below, or if you want to tweet me or DM me on Instagram and be like, bitch, what the fuck were you talking about? I'm pretty sure I could explain it better when I'm, more awake. But I hope this helps you learn to love yourself a little bit more, and learning to... Oh yeah, I didn't talk about learning to love yourself. So we're not done yet. Basically, it just means, like, even if you are smaller, larger, bigger than me, smaller than me, whatever size you may be, because I know it's really easily also, to this day still, even if we have body positivity, we have bigger plus size models and people who are just loving themselves regardless of their size, it's hard to flip that script and then learn to love yourself, you know, because thin is still the ideal or whatever, and all these again, like YouTubers and Instagram influencers, and even like still people in commercials, you know, they're all still thin, they're all still tall, they're all still able-bodied, you know. So it just means baby steps again, you know, looking in the mirror. I used to avoid mirrors a lot, but now, you know, like one of my exercises in therapy was like to look in the mirror and to tell myself, hey, I love you and I love everything that you do, and I'm proud of you for making this progress. You know, if that's what that means to you, is for starting to love yourself, to put love notes everywhere and say like, hey, like you're killing it. Hey, you have good cheeks, you know, you have good thighs, you know, you have nice eyebrows. One of mine was like, I have nice eyebrows, you know. I think I do, but it's just little things, baby steps, you know. And then also like your personality is a part of it as well. It's not just, you know, oh, like your body's amazing, you know. It's two parts to everything, I feel like, you know, black and white, inside outside, I would say. So that's like, I mean, it's not a full explanation, but like, you know, I think I probably will do a better service to the statement, you know. I'll probably just make a separate video, maybe that'll be next week's video, but we'll see. So I hope that made a little bit more sense into terms of what I really wanted to talk about. But yeah, most of it reflected my progress and what I did, but everybody's situation is unique, so don't feel like you have to do what I do to make yourself feel better and hold yourself accountable with your mental health. So yes, please take that into mind as well, because everybody is different. Sorry, he likes to destroy the recliner and he knows he shouldn't, but you know, he doesn't care. He doesn't pay rent. I'm talking about my cat, my stinky shitty cat, but I love him. And thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you can begin to make better progress towards loving yourself and self-care.